Today in E-class, the nice guy Hirota Mahara showed something to the class. It's an app he installed in his smartphone, and as said by him, it's a love calculator. You will simply put two people's names, a boy matching with a girl, and then tap the button Enter. The love calculator will decide whether the mentioned people are a good match or not, ranking them 1 to 100. Some were such killjoys and warned Mahara that if he put their name there, that they'll beat the crap out of him. The nice guy simply agreed to this and swore not to put their names. The first pair mentioned was Kanzaki and Sugino. Then Kiba and Hayami. Afterward, Karma and Okuda. Karma requested for Itana and Ritsu to be paired up. The pair got 87%. Kayano pokes Mahara on the shoulder and whispered something to him. The male chuckles, nodding. He puts in another pair, Nagisa plus name. Much to everyone's surprise, it got 100%. The first one's to get 100. I congratulate you, name-chan, Nagisa-kun, the brown-haired guy announces. Everyone in the room heard him, of course, which unexpectedly got their attention, so they decided to take a look. Nagisa plus name equals 100%. Description: you two will have a very bright future ahead of you. Congrats for scoring 100. Good luck. Name and Nagisa looked at each other for a while, but at once they looked away. The reason why Kaino requested for the two was because she knew that the female liked Nagisa at first meeting, although unaware of what the light blue-haired male thought about the said girl. Why not just ship them anyway? You can say that Kaino was their #1 fan. So class, I heard you guys are playing on an app Mahara-kun showed. Koro-sensei out of the blue questioned everyone. A love calculator. His face turns into a bright pink, his cheeks, if he has one, flush. Geez, Koro-sensei, you really are nosy, you know that? Maggie remarks, rolling her eyes. Yeah, Sensei, that's why you never get girls. Kaede and Kurahashi rejoin. I agree, Kanzaki says, smiling a little. Can an octopus get human girls, though? Tarasuka teases with a laugh. That's way out of logic, Tarasuka-kun. Takabayashi-kun says, lifting his circle-shaped glasses up to the bridge of his nose. A creature that is after the earth? Who would want someone like that? Karma comments in as well, smirking with a hint of sadism. You guys are so mean to your sensei. Koro-sensei comically cries, wiping away his fake tears that were dripping out of his eyes. They all laugh at his reaction. Nah, sensei, Nin-chan and Nagisa-kun got the highest love score. Mahara chimes in, his hand raised. Mahara-kun? Nagisa and Name choke out at the same time, slightly frustrated by the nice guy's actions. Koro-sensei stops his drama and turns to Mahara. Oh, 100%? Yep. The creature does his signature laugh and, like the speed of sound, sprints toward the female at the back. In the blink of an eye, Nagisa is now sitting beside her. The two students open their mouths ajar from surprise. Some chemistry finally develops here. I will write this in my next novel, the first chemistry of Class 3E. This will be a great hit in Europe. Koro-sensei says with such joy, waving his tentacles around. His face turns pink again. Wait, Europe? Hi. I made a contact with Miss Venus, a famous novelist who writes romance books. She said she loves my works and looks forward to working with me, in fact. You what? Is there anything this octopus can't do? The rest of the day turned completely normal, despite all the weird, random things that happened between the two love victims of Class E. As a joke of Bitch Sensei, they told them to stay outside and develop their feelings toward each other. It was like that game crazy teenagers do, 7 Minutes in Heaven, except this time they were asked to stay outside for the whole period of the bitch How much does this class hate them that they would let them do such a thing? Name decided to talk to Nagisa about this, even though she might encounter awkwardness. She spots him leaving and heading home, so she doesn't hesitate to call him. Nagisa-kun! The androgynous male instantly turns his head to look at the direction where the voice came from. He sees Name running toward him. He blinks but decides to wave at her. Name-chan, hey. The female catches up to him and sighs. Sorry about today. Nagisa tilts his head. Sorry? What are you being sorry for? I should have told them to stop teasing us. He furrows his brows at her frustrated expression and smiles. It was no big deal. If anything, I should have been the one to stop them. I'm the guy after all. Name smiles back and couldn't help but giggle at his reply. You're the guy? I look more manly than you, Nagisa-kun. Anyone would have thought of me as a dude at first meeting. Of course, she was just teasing him. Nagisa blushes. Name's eyes widen and points at his face. See? That's what I'm talking about. That blush makes you look like a girl. She laughs wholeheartedly. The lad's face heats up more, getting more embarrassed than he already was. It's normal for people to blush, Name-chan. He reasons out. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You look cute while blushing, though. Don't worry. What? The female realizes what she has just said, making her avert her eyes from his azure ones. One thing she hasn't realized is that they are really blue in color. I said you look like a girl while blushing. Nagisa blinks for a moment and suddenly laughs, making Name slightly look at him. Oh, okay. I thought you said I looked cute for a second there. He's back to his composure. Nagisa is a very collected person after all. Name manages to finally direct her eyes at him and she sighs as smiles. Whatever. Wanna come together? Nagisa nods at her as a response. The next day, the class was still up to that love calculator app. Well, whatever Mahara let the class get into, they automatically agreed to him. He's just that kind of guy. Name looked at them with a bored, uninterested expression. Man, you guys are still going on about that? You guys have no lives. She muttered with a hint of annoyance. She's seriously fed up already. Mahara looked at her with a gentle expression. On the other hand, I'm sorry, Name-chan. You know how caring I am. I'm just giving our classmates what they enjoy, he says with such pride in his voice. She glares at him. Shut your trap if you don't want me to throw that phone of yours. Nakamura pokes her cheek as the other female looks at her. Whoa, that's an intense eye contact. She jokes, waving her hands. What's up? You don't look so good today. Are you sick? Name sighs. I'm fine, Nakamura-san, thanks. This is not about the whole thing with Nagisa, right? What? No, of course not. It doesn't bother you? Certainly not. Oh, well, okay. Just don't mind them, okay? The strawberry blonde smiles at her gently and taps her shoulder. Yeah, thank you, Nakamura-san. Name smiles back. Afterward, the door opens and there comes their homeroom teacher. Good morning, class. Person on duty today, if you may. Okuda stands up. Raise. Bow. Just like their usual morning routine, at once, the person on duty commands them. They all start shooting. Koro-sensei dodges them all. Of course. I will be taking attendance now. Akabane Karma-kun. Present. Karma comes from beside the creature and attempts to stab him with the anti-tentacle knife the military gave them. Isogayuma! Isogayuma-kun! Here. Yuma does the same thing Redhead did, but at the opposite side, and so on. Well, as expected, none of you could kill me. Koro-sensei says as he puts down the list of students. Everyone sighs. So, how is our COTP? Kayana raises her hand. Class E's one true pairing, Sensei? Correct. A bright red circle appears on the creature's circle head. Do you like the name, Mr. and Mrs. Shiota? He goes on. Everyone laughs. Name is left embarrassed and buries her head in her arms. Nagisa, on the other hand, looks worried at the girl and frowns. How could they tease them both so much just by a simple game? Name likes Nagisa, secretly given, but she doesn't like being the center of attention. She easily gets feelings of mortification when she should be. It all happened last year when she was still in A class. Because her grades lowered, she was sent to E. Everyone there looked down at her and laughed. She developed a fear then. Before class started, someone said something else. The kids will be so cute in the future. The humiliated female couldn't help it anymore. Her eyes engulfed into tears. She sobbed a little before standing up and leaving the door with no hesitation. Nin-chan, Nagisa calls, but she had already left. Geez, look what you guys have done, Nakamura angrily says. Hey now, blame Tarasuke points at the yellow creature, whose face is pale white in color, a blank expression plastered. Don't give me that look. Nagisa excuses himself out, too, to follow the female who ran out. He easily spots her at the stairs, to his relief. He walks over to her, careful not to startle the girl. Nin-chan? Ning glances at him and sighs. Nagisa-kun, why did you run out so suddenly? I couldn't take it. I can't take pressure like that. I don't like it. I despise it. She answers him to the point. I have a fear. Embarrassment. Humiliation. It's just too much for me. Was I overreacting a while ago? You have a fear. It can't be helped. But you know, it bothers me. His voice suddenly softens and lowers. She looks at him intently, waiting for the sentence to be finished. Am I an embarrassment to you? From that question, she snaps. Her heart snaps. He thought that? Neem quickly stood up to look directly at the male before her. No, you're not. How could he think that? Was she letting him misunderstand things? Nagisa rubs the back of his neck and grins. It's okay, Nin-chan. Just, I'll tell them to stop kidding around. Please be alright now. Excuse me. He nods and slowly walks off. Neem stares at him with bloodshot eyes. Reluctantly, he holds his hand and pulls him toward. She embraces him hardly, squeezing his shoulders. Nagisa-kun, she says. Nagisa's azure eyes widen as he just stays still on his spot. Nin-chan? I'm sorry you thought that way. I truly am. No, you're not an embarrassment to me. You never will be, because... She pulls away to look at him, but she gets surprised. The male was smiling at her. He touches her cheek with his warm hand and rubs it. Neem couldn't help it anymore. She smashes her lips onto his, sending heat in both bodies. Her tears are all dried up now, too. Nagisa kisses her back softly. They both break away from each other, both breathing at the same rhythm. I think this picture is better without any filter on. A familiar voice suddenly chimes, making the two jump. The redhead Karma looks at them with a mischievous grin. It will look more real and natural. The two juniors quickly let go of each other. Karma-kun! Yo, Teach told me to fetch ya, but if you informed me that you were planning on doing some kinky kissing, I would have just ignored the octopus and let you two continue. He shrugs afterwards, keeping his phone. Stop, Karma. Neem doesn't like it when she gets embarrassed. Nagisa says. Sorry, but why didn't you tell me sooner? Everyone would have stopped teasing you guys. Karma can be kind-hearted at times. Maybe because it's his friends he's talking to. I wouldn't, though. It's fun to tease you both. Maybe not so kind-hearted after all. It's fine, Neem suddenly says. I think I've gotten over that fear now. Besides, why would I be embarrassed if I'm being teased with the person I like? Nagisa couldn't help but blush again. Karma rolls his eyes and smirks. Whatever, let's just get in before that octopus makes a tantrum again. It's not maybe. It's he's the one now. That video was so cute, you guys. Oh my god, I'm going to have a meltdown. Oh my god, that was so that was so cute. Okay, so this was requested. Yeah. This was requested, I forget by who, but I hope you enjoyed because I know you said you liked my butterfly blues. So here's another Nagisa one. I hope you liked it. Can we just talk about our little freaking blueberry right here? He is so he is so adorable. Okay. Oh yeah. So for everyone who starts school on the 15th, we're twins because that's when I start school. Okay, now bye everyone.